Welcome to Local SEO in 10. This is your go-to podcast for answers about how you can grow your local business online, easily and quickly. Brought to you by local SEO experts, Magnified Media in Walnut Creek, California. In each 10-minute episode, our digital marketing expert, Adam Duran, answers your questions on how you can get more leads for your business fast. Remember, if you're not taking care of this part of your business right now, you can bet your competitors are. And now, here's our host with the questions, Jamie Duran, and our expert with the answers, Adam Duran.
Hello, Adam.
Hey, Jamie.
How's your week going?
Going good. Going very fast. Yeah. Wow.
It is fast. Very fast.
Lots going on in my household. Got a kid moving out, going to university. Yeah.
And there goes your electricity bill down.
Woo! It's okay. It's going to get taken over by all the school fees. So.
Oh yeah.
Yes. And food. Definitely. And housing. All right.
And parking and. Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Yes, and food. Oh boy. All right. Thank you for depressing me a little, but we're gonna miss her. But it's okay. All right. Today we're going to talk about a really cool topic that I think if you already have a business and you already have been in business for a number of years and you're doing you're doing fairly well. We always get clients who come back to us and say, okay, what more can we do? What more do you recommend that we be doing to increase our local ranking? And of course, to increase our more phone calls, qualified leads, that kind of thing. And so those are, what do you think, Jamie? Here's our drum roll, please. That's right. Case studies.
Oh, boy.
Yes. That's what we all love to. Basically, a case study is a story. And as humans, we all love stories. And so we want to make sure that in that case study, the reasons are many that you want to have this on your website. You want to have a bunch of different case studies, especially if you're a professional service. If you're a restaurant, not so useful. But if you're in an industry where you have projects that you've completed, that you have work that you can show how you fixed or addressed a problem, what the solution was that you provided, and then the results that customer or client received from that process. That's the basis of a case study for your website and of every good story. You have problem, solution, reward. So people love to read those stories. And the good part about having it on your website, of course, is that if someone is considering using your service, there's a good chance they're going to end up looking at that case study and then making comparisons between their business and then how you might be able to help them with their problem. Make sense?
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
So you want to start. So today we'll just go through what should be included in every case study, and part of that will include my tips for the local SEO part of this, which will help your business rank more and, of course, outrank your competitors, because most likely they aren't doing any of these. And if they are, they're not doing them right. So listen to the end.
Okay. All right.
Ready?
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So we're going to start with in a regular case study, you're going to start with your problem, whatever challenge that client experienced or had experienced, and then maybe a little brief blurb about the client background. For the local SEO part of this, you want to focus first on local clients, local cities, local businesses. Okay. If you need to keep those businesses confidential, that's fine. You can still include those city names, the general industry that client is in, that kind of thing. So those location-based keywords you want to include in especially in the title or subtitle of this case study. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. Next part, you're going to have your solution or strategy, how you basically your plan to overcome this problem. Next, you want to have your implementation process. So how you actually addressed it, how long it took. Include, obviously, you want to have any graphical information. So if you have any charts, data, third-party data that you can add to that testimonial, or sorry, to that case study, we want to include that as well. Okay?
Yep.
All right.
Good.
So people love photos, images, graphics. So you want to try and boil down that testimonial, or sorry, that case study to that very, very important information, because it will draw their eye much more easily than a big wall of text. You don't want to have a ton of text, especially at the start of this testimonial. Okay?
Yep.
All right. Next.
Let's go.
The results and the outcome that client or customer received. How did you change their business? How did you change their life? That kind of thing. Super important. Another place where you can put photos, images. Then, of course, after that, testimonial from that client or customer. If you can include their photo, a smiling photo, that's awesome too. All of that will reinforce the amazing results that your business was able to give that client or customer. Got it?
Yep.
All right.
Can you give an example of all this, or is that the end?
An example of all this? Sure. If you are, for example, a law firm, you can, the problem was whatever your client was charged with, or whatever problem, if it was like a copyright infringement kind of suit or something like that, where there's the problem. So then the client is whatever business. They're a copy center in whatever city. There's your client background. The solution or strategy, we sent these demand letters. We started going through the mediation process. Then we got in front of a judge, and this is how we argued it, and that kind of thing. Then the results and outcome, you can say what your client was awarded, the outcome of that lawsuit. There you go. End it with a client testimonial. Chuck was awesome during this whole process. Before, when we met, we didn't know what we were going to do. He stepped up, defended us properly, and was always on time and communicative, that kind of thing. So,
okay.
And totally happy with the results, that kind of stuff. So at the end of course of this case study, you want to have a call to action, because a call to action means, hey, click here to schedule your appointment with us, or your consultation, or something like that. Got it?
Yep. Okay.
All right. Now,
that's a good example.
At the end of this, you want to have an FAQ that is specific to this case study. So what an FAQ allows us to do, I'm a big fan of an FAQ, because what it allows us to do is ask a ton of questions and give a ton of answers all at the same time, but you can do that while hiding the questions and answers, or the answers at least, from the person who's reading it. But Google will scan all of that information. So it'll index all of the FAQ that you have there. So what I mean by that is, instead of having a 500-word page, you can have a 5,000-word page with that FAQ, put it in an accordion at the bottom of the page where somebody has to click on that little plus sign and it expands with the answer. That's your place for all of those keywords, all of those location-based keywords, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yep, definitely.
All right. So make sure that, you want to have, so if I am in a similar industry, and I'm reading that FAQ or that case study, I want to try and answer their questions too. So how long did this take? What are the typical results? All the questions that you would think that client or customer had before they worked with you, what kind of questions they would have had, and then your answers to each one of those. Understand that the people who are reading this, they're at the precipice, Jamie. They're ready. They're ready to click on that call now or contact us now button. This FAQ and this case study can push them over that edge to actually reach out. And then they are now a super qualified client, meaning super easy to close. They're not going to be searching around for other businesses who could help them. They've spent time. They've already invested that time and effort and energy, got all the answers that they wanted, and now they call you. So super easy lead to close. That's why this is really important.
Definitely helps when that happens,
I mean, it's not just like the number of leads that you get, it's the quality of the lead. So you never,
kidding.
No one loves wasting their time. And when you get a tire kicker who's calling and, obviously hasn't read anything, they just called, that can be like a negative client, right? That can be a client that just wastes your time. So having a case study, having multiple case studies on your website, it can really help qualify that call. So that way you can say, hey, great, thanks for calling. And then they will ask questions because they've already educated themselves. Those are the best clients that we all want.
Absolutely. Yeah, because then the website is doing the convincing and all you're really doing is not screwing it up.
Yeah, pretty much being quiet. Okay. Listening and going, yeah, that's a problem. Yes.
Yeah.
I can see how that would be frustrating. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then, we can totally help. So you can also, of course, use those case studies in multiple ways. You can post them on your social media channels, on your Google business profile as a link. You can do a press release about each one of those case studies to drive traffic to them, to make sure that Google indexes that page. Then when someone does look up on Google, it's very possible if it's a local business and you've put in a bunch of location-based keywords, so city names, that kind of thing, in that FAQ, it's very possible that will rank highly when someone looks for your service on Google, or when they're looking just for your service. That case study page could definitely pop up, especially if you've done all of that. Put it on Facebook, on your Google business profile, and then done a press release for it. So I love case studies. I know on our next iteration of our website, we are adding a ton and following this to a T. So you should too.
Yeah, it's very helpful. And nothing is better than, I guess, length of time in business, but reviews and testimonials are people happy with your business and then still being happy with it years and years down the road is kind of
100%.
Sets the table. And and then maybe next time you can talk about how we can fix the people who want to meet in person all the time.
I do have a bunch, but okay. We're going to wrap it up there, Jamie.
All right. Well, that's great, Adam. Thank you very much. And we definitely appreciate all of your advice with this. We definitely need a full-time person to take notes and then implement all of this on our website and collecting all of this client data. But it's obviously well worth it because it keeps the website front of mind with anyone visiting it. So that's all great news. If you enjoyed this podcast and you know other business owners, feel free to share this out to them. Chances are they also have a website and they're struggling with business or wanting to get more business out of their website. So local SEO in 10 is a great share for them. And then also give us 5 stars wherever you are listening to this podcast. That really helps our ranking. And then if you have any questions about this topic or other topics, go to our website, magnifiedmedia.net. Click on the podcast button and then enter that search term. And chances are there's at least 2 or 3 podcasts that Adam has talked about that topic. And then lastly, if you are able to, we would love to hear from you on our LinkedIn or Facebook page. So it's Local SEO in 10. Go there, send us a message. Tell us if you have any questions about topics upcoming or just want to say that you enjoyed the podcast, not enjoyed the podcast, suggestions for improvement. Adam loves those. So with that, we will talk to you next week. And thank you very much.
That's all for now. Thanks for listening to this episode of Local SEO in 10 with Google local marketing expert Adam Duran. Join us each week for answers to your questions on how to best harness the power of the internet to grow your business. Speaking of questions, got some? Message us through our Facebook page, Local SEO in 10, and we'll be sure to give you your answer on an upcoming episode. This episode of Local SEO in 10 is brought to you by Magnified Media, the leading online marketing agency in Northern California, who invite you to grow your business by magnifying your online visibility and credibility. Visit them on the web at www.magnifiedmedia.com. Magnify your business, magnify your profits.